Oh, the laundry is piling up. We're at David Crockett Birthplace State Park Campground in Limestone, Tennessee. People ask, is it David Crockett or Davy Crockett? And the answer is it's David. Davy didn't come along until that famous song. And if you're in your late 40s to 50s, you know exactly what song that I am talking about. But that's where Davy got started. Now we're here at the campground and you reserve your spaces online. And there is a hidden tip of information that they don't tell you when you book online. And in fact, this is something that holds true on most campgrounds and nobody tells you that. And that is, if you get the end spot on the row, you typically have a little more space. Let me show you what I mean. This campsite has space going from the tree all the way over here to the pavement. And it's got this picnic table. Now what you don't see on this particular site are grills and fire rings. And that's true for the entire row, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So this campsite goes from the picnic table that you see right here, of course the pad, to that tree. You will never see that tip written down anywhere, but if you want just a little more space, try for the end spot. The trade-off on this is it's got electric and water but no hookups. Our spot, which is a little bit smaller, had full hookups for sewer, water, and electric. And it's got 110, 30 amp, and 50 amp. Which is well set to take care of your needs for electricity. But it doesn't have fire rings and it doesn't have a grill. But again, it's a trade-off. You are close to the dumpster and the hot ash dump station. The campground store is right there, so if you forgot anything or if you need a bag of ice, they can hook you up right over there. And it does have handicap parking. Such as hubby did when he went to the campground store to buy more ice.
Yay, ice.
Because his wife forgot to hook up the ice maker last night. What can I say?
The camp store also had an outdoor bookcase where you could borrow, lending library, you could borrow books. They had a checker set you could use and one of the beanbag toss things that you could play with.
Oh, nice.
So that's all there to borrow.
And it's on the outdoors?
It's on the outside, so it's available whenever.
Ooh, that sounds convenient. Something else that you'll notice, which really was kind of off-putting, especially if you arrive at night. The driveway and the road around the campsite over here are the same width, and it's two-way. So as you come down through here, you're meeting people and it's the same width. The result on the width is that at night it can be kind of confusing because depending on what your side you're on as you come into the campground determines whether or not you can easily see the numbers for the campground space. Also, it makes it harder to determine what actually is driveway and what is your campsite. When it comes to pull-throughs, it becomes a little more confusing. And we are here on a weekday, so if you're going to come and social distance, the weekday would be the time to come. Not every space has a campfire, but they have come up with a unique situation. They have a small pavilion, which is open for campground guests to use, that has the fire ring and seats around it, and it is covered. So that's a really nice alternative. It's a nice space. Especially if you have a small group or a family, they can come and enjoy it. Over here is the Nolichucky River. It can be pretty swift moving as it is today. That is where Davy Crockett would have done a lot of his hunting and fishing surrounding the Nolichucky River. It is kind of an awesome thing when you're here at the campground. You're kind of literally walking in the steps of where Davy Crockett might have been, because he went all through this area to have to hunt and fish. And the campground has this bench which also overlooks the water. They have an observation platform deck. It's not ADA compliant once you get past this point because of the steps. But it does give you an even better view of the river. There are steps leading from the deck down to the water's edge. Interpretive station there, and literally right down to the water's edge. There's a path you can take as well. You can see the rapids. Here's a bench with a better view of the Nolichucky. And a campsite with fire rings. You can see fire rings and picnic tables further down. Up here on the slight incline, it's the laundry and the bathrooms. The laundry is piling up. We have our own washing machine, which makes it really nice. It's a cup that I got on Amazon. I don't go to the laundromat unless sometimes I just want to get the clothes dry instead of hanging them out to dry. Or on days like today where it's 90 degrees outside and it's so humid that it feels like it's 190 degrees. Summer in the South. And the campground store has the covered shelter area, which also is a nice place to gather. A group of family and friends had gotten together and came camping, and so last night they were all gathered under the shelter having a good time, but quiet hours are 10, so they packed it up and left right on time. Up here by the campground store and covered shelter, that is a game of horseshoes set up. Cool. They've also added a sand pit for kids to play and a nice bench for parents to sit on and watch them play. And because the roads are so narrow, turns coming through here can be tight. And you want to take it slow, because not only are you looking for your campsite, but when we got here last night, there were kids running around everywhere. But the ranger was on patrol, and he was really nice. Came over, introduced himself, asked if we needed anything, help setting up or whatever. Just a really super guy. The David Crockett Birthplace State Park is not on the beaten path. So if you're going to come here, you need to come here with the idea in mind that you're coming pretty much just for the park. Now, you can go up to the confluence of the Nolichucky and Nolichucky River and the Limestone Creek, and there are some activities, especially over in Jonesboro if you come when it's the storytelling festival. But pretty much this state park, it needs to be your destination. And we got to find the office, because one of the reasons that I come to the state parks is to get my passport book stamp. This is actually something for the Junior Ranger program, but it's free from any Tennessee state park. It's a great way to keep up with where you've been and makes a great free souvenir. So what do you think of the campground? Let me know. Leave that in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching and for sharing it with your friends on social media. Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. My links are down below. And remember, it's always #BeBodacious. Don't let life get in the way of living. Thanks for watching. Check out these. They're popping up on your screen right now, and I will see you on the next video. Bye.